welcome back to another episode of that Four Eye Black Girl Brie podcast. I am, as always, your host, Brianna, and I'm so excited to be back. Guys, miss you guys. Lots been going on. I was in a car accident last week, so doing good. Don't worry, it's fender bender, but I just really needed to take this week off or last week off because I really just needed that time to recuperate. But I'm back. I feel so much better, and I just feel like I'm just ready to just dive back in. So this will be episode 6. Episode 7 will be available on Saturday. I will be shooting that tomorrow, and then it hopefully will be uploaded on Saturday. Taking a break, will not be posting it on Friday because I have some mommy duties that I have to do on Friday. So literally just excited to just be here and be back. So I do have another topic for us today. We will be diving into acceptance. That's going to be our topic for today. Super excited. If you guys are new here, welcome. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you are watching this on YouTube. If you are a podcast listener, please feel free to leave me a review, and also subscribe there as well. I would love to see you guys post your comments, any reviews that you may have, and any feedback that you guys have. I constantly get it from everywhere. So your feedback is greatly appreciated. So I'm really, really happy that I just with everything, the feedback, the comments, the beautiful comments that I've been getting, and then just the encouragement means a lot to me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just dive in. So feel free to grab your water, your wine. Today I have a Coke. Not drinking this week. My boyfriend and we have decided to just let our weeks just be straight, water, coffee, juice. I do have pop, but we reserve the alcohol for the weekends. I may actually do a unwind Friday. You guys let me know if you guys are interested in something like that, and I'll be I'd gladly start doing stuff like that. So unwind Friday, yes, no, maybe, let me know in the comments. All right, first and foremost, I just want to let you know I am not a life coach. I am not a therapist. These are just things that these are just topics that have really just been near and dear to my heart, and I feel like it's just something that we all need to learn from, and maybe just take away from learning this, learning new things about ourselves and how we can be better people in this world. Especially, for me, it's really important. So if this is something that you're interested in, let's go ahead and dive in. I feel as though that's really hard for a lot of people because I believe they say your biggest critic is yourself. So I honestly can say that there are still things in my life that I consider I have a hard time accepting. And I'm really judgmental when it comes to certain aspects of my life. There are things that I, will think about and I'll flashback, or I'll flashback to, and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, I could have did this better. Or, why did I do that to myself? Just realizing that there's ugly parts of ourselves that we don't like, or we wish we could change. But in order for us to do that, we have to reconcile within ourselves, who we are in this current moment, in this current time. And once we've come into acceptance of that, how do we grow from that and learn the ways we can change ourselves? So a part of that is just acknowledging the unvarnishing facts of ourselves and our situation. Realizing, I'm not the skinny, I'm not the skinny, flat abs, gal. I'm voluptuous. Well, that's probably not a good word to say, but I am, I'm heavy set. I am overweight. And accepting that, the clothes that I still have in my closet that I can no longer wear, I've come to acceptance that I can no longer fit those items. And just realizing that in order for me to really work at having a healthier lifestyle is to acknowledge that in the here and now that I am not where I'm at. And that's hard. That's hard to acknowledge, especially when, you've spent, years, in a habit that you try to come out of, but you don't have that acceptance of your here and now, the reality of where you're at. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that I can think of just besides the overweight thing, but learning your reality or acknowledging it is very hard. We have a hard time acknowledging it because we fear that we may never get to a certain point in our lives to where we'll see the change that we want to see. But in order for us to do that, we have to have a foundation of growth and change. And that's a part of acceptance, is laying down that foundation and understanding that we need to meet ourselves where we're at and have that honest conversation with ourselves. When we do that, we're able to find ways to lower our stress, lower our anxiety, and find joy and happiness in that. And I know that's probably, ridiculous to say right now because, most people are not in that acceptance rate. But once you find that, you'll have that resolve of being okay. You'll have that resolve of learning to love yourself. And that's a constant thing. I'm learning to love myself. I can honestly say that there's a lot of things that I'm discovering about myself that I really love. And one of those things that I love most about myself is that I am learning. I love that I'm learning accountability. I love that I'm learning new ways to accept certain circumstances. I love that I'm able to reset and understand that I'm going to have, when I have those bad days, I let those bad days be bad days, but not learning to carry that over. I love the fact that I'm able to let certain things go and let certain things be. So those are just a couple of things, but I promise I love a lot of things about me, but there's still things within inside me that I still have hard times accepting within myself. And that's still hard, that's hard to overcome, but I'm working on it. One thing that it scares me to death is being able to look in the mirror and literally opening my mouth and saying I love myself. I'm not to that point yet. I don't know when I'll ever be to that point, but I'm to the point where I'm learning to love myself. I'm learning to be okay with, where I'm at. I'm not there yet. I'm not to that place where I'm in full acceptance, but I'm to the place where I'm at to where I'm waking up every day and I'm finding something to love about myself. I am. And trust me, it's not easy. It's taken me years with therapy, medication, to really just take emotion out and find Brianna. Think logically. Really take time to really sit and think about who Brianna is. And trust me, it's still an everyday process. We never stop learning and growing, and we never stop learning about ourselves. There are certain things that we may not, we may feel like we're incapable of doing. And years down the line, we realize we can, but we just had that in our mind that we couldn't do it. Another thing that I feel we should have when it comes to having acceptance is being kind to ourselves. I feel like at times we don't give ourselves a break. We don't give ourselves a break. For one, I feel like I never give myself a break. Like I'm so like, I'm a type of person where if I hurt someone, like it affects me. Like it affects me near and dear. It really affects me. Like, for example, my boyfriend. Like, my boyfriend is, he's someone, that I care about and love very much. But I hate when I make him mad. I hate that I annoy him. I hate that I irritate him because, when I do that, when I, annoy him or upset him, it really affects me. Because that's the last thing I want to do is be on his last nerves, because I know he does a lot for me and he does a lot for Peyton, and it just really bothers me that, whenever I fuck up, I'm just like, oh my God. Ugh. But I have to realize, Brianna, give yourself a break. It's life. Things happen. This is not going to be the last time he's going to be mad at me, or annoyed at me, or irritated, or frustrated with me. But it's how we navigate through that, by giving yourself a break and being kind to yourself. It really is so hard to do, but so easy to, not easy to learn, but it's so easy to do, but it's so hard for ourselves to do. And I honestly think at times we take that for granted. Now, along with that, we have to, think positively when it comes to, having acceptance, having the I can attitude. Now, that's easier said than done. I feel like at work, when it comes to me working, where I'm at right now, being a manager, I have to have that can-do attitude. At times it can be a little bit, it can be hard. Especially, when I'm having to have those tough conversations with my team and trying to understand where they're coming from, but also knowing that I'm the manager, I have to take myself out of the equation, because it's not about me, it's about them. And just letting them know that, even though, things are going on right now within our team and, different aspects of our job that we have to maintain, we have to hold strong, we have to just, carry through the assignment. And that can be hard. And that's a part of my job is to have that can-do attitude, think positively, and influence that into my team. Influence that positivity. Because if I don't believe in certain things that can happen for my team, then my team is going to question, my leadership, question whether or not I'm really able to carry them the way they need to be carried. And it's hard. Again, it's hard to be positive because you find so much negative in that. And trust me, I know a lot about negativity. I grew up with that. I was never, I was told, that, my mom was proud of me, and, that my mom, loved me, and everything like that. Those positive, enforcers. But they weren't enough. Like, I didn't get enough of those positive enforcers to where it allowed me to really accept my potential, what I'm capable of. And what I'm doing differently with my daughter is, not only providing the negative, but providing the positive, because I feel like we all need to hear that, especially for children today. We need to be that parent that is providing that positivity in them, but also acknowledging their faults and letting them know it's okay. I forgive you. But let's work on this. Finding ways to navigate through the negativity and turning it into a positive. I do this all the time with my kid. Just, acknowledging the negative, but then also saying thank you for, but whenever she does something right, so when I, enforce that positivity and just saying, thank you for being honest with me. I am proud of you. I'm proud of you for this. Having that validation and encouraging them is a way of forming is a way of instilling the seed of acceptance. And then the last thing is, we've laid that foundation of growth and change. Where do we go from there? Well, we have to set goals. We have to be proactive in it. Once we've accepted it, if it's something we want to change, if it's something that we want to have a positive impact on, and as far as, within our lives, we have to take the steps that we need to really focus on that change. So I highly encourage you to find people in your lives that have that acceptance within themselves, that are good and positive people, to really encourage you, to really uplift you, and promote good change within you. Because without having someone to provide that for you, you'll fall back into those negative thoughts, and you won't fully grasp the acceptance. You have to have that. If you don't, I'm here. I'm here to say you can, and you will. And that's what I have to, ingrain. That's what's ingrained in my brain here, is that I know I can, I will. So if you feel like you're having a hard time with, certain aspects of your life, just know that you can and you will. And that I believe in you. And if you're putting in the work, you will see a positive outlook on you and what you're doing for yourself. And if you need to hear it, I'll be the person to do it for you. Just know that all it takes is, for you to accept where you're at. It's not an agreement. It's not, it's not like, feeling like, okay, like, I agree, this is it. No. It's okay that you don't like where you're at. It's okay. But that's acknowledging it, acknowledging where you're at and how you're able to get through. By having, surrounding yourselves with people, you can read a book. If you feel like journaling is the best way to get out that negativity, journal. Me personally, I have people. I need to have that connection. That's just me. But yeah, I think what we can take away from this is just learning and growing and finding a way to be the best version of ourselves. Because if we don't, we're going to be stagnant and we're going to fall back into our old ways and our old thought process. And we're not going to be able to forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we've made. So that is it. That is all that I have for this episode. Again, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you are listening in on this podcast, go ahead and leave a review for me. And until then, guys, I will see you all later. Bye.